Hi, everybody. My name is Aaron Iceberg. I'm the Learning Coordinator for the Center for Excellence. And joining us today is Matt Baer, one of our leadership experts. And our goal here is we're trying to showcase some upcoming trainings that we're having. And one of the challenges that we have in PBL is just the long-term visioning. We know that we go to trainings throughout summers and they're short, but then the endurance falls off. It's the hard is the sustainability. And as a school, we've been sustaining PBL for 25 years. And that's why I wanted to bring Matt on today for his upcoming training that he's doing on building a vision and coherence for systematic PBL implementation. Matt, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. I appreciate that. Had a chance to work with Aaron Iceberg for a long time now, and just his vision and expertise in a lot of these areas with project-based learning we've learned from as our own staff. Again, I'm an assistant principal here in Hudsonville, Michigan, but just have truly been enjoying being a part of some of these series and working closely with Aaron.
Thanks, Matt. So Matt, tell me a little bit about this training that you have coming up. One, just talk about what is the training and what would leaders or instructional coaches, what would they expect to get out of this training?
Yeah, so I look at some of the work I know that the Center for Excellence has done in the past and some of the trainings that they've tried to incorporate to help other people see what PBL looks like from the ground level. So this offering that we're considering here is building a vision and coherence of systemic PBL implementation. And that sounds like a mouthful, but essentially what we want to try to boil down to is, as an administrator, as a leader within a building, what does PBL truly look like for your school or for your district? And how do you accurately push out that vision to all stakeholders, making sure everybody understands what that vision is, they're tied into it together, they believe in it, and then we're putting in the actual steps to make it a reality. That's our goal.
That's great. And so Matt, there's a lot of challenges in implementing PBL. We know, we have virtual learning, hybrid learning. The world is continually changing. So this specific type of training, what type of problem does it solve for staffs and districts?
So again, I want to lean more on us as administrators. Being an administrator myself, a lot of times we have systems that are in place that may not be completely supportive of our teaching staff and what they want to do. And especially as everything else has changed in this world, there needs to be some flexibility on our parts as administrators. And so the problem that we want to try to dive into is what are those barriers that are maybe hindering PBL from truly taking off? And how do we as administrators figure out how to support that along the way?
So I have two more questions. One is, we talk a lot about PBL. That's what we're both very passionate about. But if I'm a non-PBL school, I have no implementation of PBL, would I still benefit from this training if I have other programs in place?
So a lot of times when we look at project-based learning, again, it's maybe another another acronym in education that we see, or another program or something to instill. To me, and again, I credit this a lot to, I think, a lot of the conversations that Aaron and I have had in the past, is project-based learning is truly about the learning. And it's how we accurately and support our students to get into not only some of that surface level and that deeper level, but how we transfer that learning into meaningful experiences. So if you're brand new to project-based learning, it's okay, because it's still talking about systems and ways that we can put learning as the focus and make it truly authentic for our students. So even if you're not a wall-to-wall PBL school, this just may be a dabble and try to figure out what are some key activities and strategies that I can use to support more PBL-like processes within my school or district.
And that's really exciting. And one of the things that we know is challenging is just finding time for professional development. And one of the things that I'm very passionate about, we've talked again a lot about this, is how do we create time for teachers and leaders? So tell me about our plan for what this training might look like in terms of time, so that leaders and principals can actually attend and get something from this.
Yeah, so again, in our head and in our planning, the thought was, hey, let's do a day, let's do a couple days, let's get people together. I don't know what any of your schedules look like as you consider this training and this possibility, but it's all over the place. And so I think what Aaron and I tried to structure within this is, a 2-hour block that's going to happen on a weekly basis, and essentially then 3 weeks. So it fills a day full of PD. And to be honest, kind of want to just start with that, see where it goes, and then encourage maybe next steps or what the next step of planning is. One of my firm beliefs in project-based learning is you learn the work by doing the work, and you learn the work best when you work with others. And a lot of times we think we have all of the plans and processes and things ready to go. And to be honest, this is going to be more of like a splash, and let's start this process down the road. and then let's see where it takes us after that. Again, shooting for 2 hours in that after school range for most people from 3:30 to 5:30, at least on East Coast time. And then continue to do that for a couple of weeks and see where we need to go after that.
You know, Matt, I really appreciate your time and really creating the vision of what this is and why this would be valuable for schools. Thank you very much for joining us. And for all those who took the time to watch, please follow us on our website. Down below on the channel, we'll also have information about where you can find information on where to register and where to sign up and cost of the training. So Matt, thank you very much, and looking forward to you helping others build a vision and coherence for systematic implementation. Thank you very much, Matt. Appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.